let's dive into the badgers. So
Sure.
for those of you watching on YouTube, you can see what I'm talking about here. If you're listening to the podcast, Bitcoin badgers are these small little, they're GIFs. If I'm looking at them right, every single one moves, and they're little badgers with different attributes, whether they're glowing eyes or beards, or there's even a couple with some Viking hats.
Right.
Where talk me through the process here of where this came from and why you got into it and where you want to take it.
Yeah. Again, I would say I give a lot more credit to Newton. He's definitely like the main founder that like started, that approached me and like started talking about an NFT collection. But I would say, again, to give you background on him, he was also in the accelerated master's in finance program, but like 3-4 years ahead of me. And when I came down to South Florida and I started the agency, he was actually someone that was my client. He stayed my client until he sold his company. And so throughout that time, like we just became very, very tight. And so we're always just talking about startup ideas. We saw everything going on with NFTs. I honestly was in the boat of like, I think NFTs are a lot of bullshit, to be honest, because again, I've now been through 2 or 3 crypto cycles, right? I've been here for the ICO cycle before, et cetera, et cetera. So I was very, very wary of that. And so like, listen, if I want to get involved, it definitely has to be with a roadmap that like excites me down the line. Really excites me down the line. That way I'm happy to support, or is like at least built on principles that really excite me down the line. And yeah, I mean, we saw Ethereum was saturated on principles. I didn't want to build on Solana or anything like that. And so I was a big fan of Bitcoin. I was obviously a big fan of Stacks for that reason. And I was poking around with Clarity development. Again, just out of curiosity, right? Like at one point out of curiosity, I looked at Solidity. Out of curiosity, I looked at Clarity. I thought it was a lot cleaner. I liked it a lot more. And so when Newton approached me for the NFT, I said, I'm down to help out. As much as I can. Let's go ahead and like, as long as we do it on Stacks and it has like a VR roadmap, like I'm very interested. And so, yeah, I mean, he's a phenomenal artist, designer, leader. And he basically is taking care of the entire art side while taking care of the tech side.
Nice. And we're going to the VR, people. We're going to the metaverse. Give me 1 second. I have another question though. So on the website, it says what is Bitcoin Badgers? Bitcoin Badgers is a Stacks NFT that rewards HODLers. And we've said this in another podcast, so I need to clarify the term HODL. Setsu, do you know the origin story behind that?
I do. I forget in what form it was and at what period in time, but the general history of that meme, I did read on at one point.
Evidently Bitcoin was dropping in one of the cycles, and one of the guys was probably was on one of the forums. He was drunk typing and misspelled it in all caps.
Right.
And now it's just a term, HODL. So yeah, I just want to clarify what that is. But how does Bitcoin Badgers reward those who hold on to their tokens and never let them go?
Yeah, so right off the bat, there's 2 airdrops in the near future, right? So there's baby badgers, which we've shown a lot of previews of those. If you haven't seen the pictures, they're fucking adorable. Then yeah, I'd recommend going to our Twitter and just searching baby, and you'll see pictures of them. But yeah, baby badgers, which are actually coming out this Valentine's Day. So if you guys don't have at least 2 badgers each, grab them, because you're going to need 2. And yeah, there's going to be a breeding process, probably similar to like Megapont's robot process, where like you can try to pick traits between 2 parents, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, so that's the first drop. Then there's going to be 3D models of everything. And so that's why it's going to be very convenient for you to get the baby badgers, because we're going to do 3D models of badgers and baby badgers. So if you're holding 2, you're going to end up getting, not just a baby, but a baby and also like the 3D model of the baby down the line. Yeah, so both of those is how we reward HODLers. And then the biggest reward after that is going to be sort of the Badger Bash game that we're building. But I'll get into that later. I do want to say what we believe sort of like the main purpose of holding a badger right now, though, is we want to be the community that onboards anyone into VR. So like if you buy an Oculus Quest 2 or if you buy something and you hop on into a lobby and you hear a bunch of shrieking kids and you're like, yo, like where are the chill adults at? Like that's where we want to be right now.
Yeah. That's totally a reality with the Quest 2 right now. It's just like little kids fighting.
Exactly. And there is a really cool burgeoning community in VR, but like, you know, yeah. And so we want to be that community, and that's sort of what Holding a Badger means for now. So if you Holding a Badger, every Wednesday we're having like VR sessions, and like that, and like that's sort of like what we want to be like one of the main drivers right now. We want to build a strong VR community because as we start to building out Badger Bash, our Oculus game, we're going to be tapping into that pool of early adopters for feedback and iterating from there.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of VR as well. I'm still obviously getting into it, but the small stone that started the avalanche for me was a really Ready Player One. Okay, and that's how I kind of fell into this whole world. So I have a Quest 2. I love it. It's so fun.